Good afternoon. This is Ronald Bird with another edition of Style Speaks. I have a recording artist and entertainer here ready to talk to you, share some of his wisdom and his spirit with you. His name is Mr. BrianLopez. Brian, thank you for being here. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Tell me, Brian, where are you from?
I'm from Maryland. I was born in California and moved out to DC when I was a baby and migrated to Maryland little by little.
Okay, you've been here for you've been here for a long time, right? So since you've been here in the Washington metropolitan area, we're talking about style and fashion today. We know you're a recording artist, you do a lot of things, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But based on your perception of style, I think, you know, what kind of music you do? What's your genre?
We do rap, hip hop, you know, keep it along those lines. But I listen to all kinds of music.
Okay. So being a rap artist and hip hop and all that, I mean, that definitely has a style of its own. But how do you define DC, the Washington metropolitan area, as it relates to style and fashion? How do you view what you see on the streets? Do we even compare to a lot of the other major cities? And your kind of position on that? I need you to talk a little louder again.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it really varies. I mean, as I was driving, I seen a guy in a bus station wearing shirtless with shorts on, and then you see some guy wearing really baggy clothes. You see somebody wearing really tight clothes. I see Armani, I see Gucci, then I see Fubu and Reebok. So it really varies, and that's the good thing about cities. You see a little bit of everything out here.
A very eclectic view. Okay. Well, how do you classify yourself? What do you consider yourself as? What's your style type? If someone was to ask you and hadn't seen you.
I'd say simple. I feel like what I want to wear. Say if I want to wear a black tee or a white tee, that's what I'm going to wear. I don't really go into like brands and things like that. I just, you know, if it fits, if it look good.
Okay, he's got a North Face jacket on, and he says he don't get into brands, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, well, he's got a North Face jacket on and saying that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, North Face, but it's not Gucci. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's something.
But it's a brand.
It's a brand. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't follow, I guess what I'm hearing you say, you don't necessarily follow all the trends and you kind of do your own thing. Well, you're a young person, so I mean, in the business that you're in, it's kind of easy to kind of be very comfortable and casual. You're not working per se in corporate America where you would have to put on a suit and tie on a day-to-day basis, but are you into that whole eclectic look? Are you diverse in your look? I mean, are you this is pretty much how we're gonna find Mr. Lopez any day of the week, pretty much.
On a casual day, yes, but you know, don't get me wrong, I do got my suits and ties for special occasions and things like that. I got my club clothes.
Every time we say suit and tie, I think of Justin Timberlake, right? We just said that twice. I'm like promoting his album, but anyway, which I love Justin Timberlake.
I got my club clothes from when I go to the club. You know, I got club clothes for the sunny days. You know, pretty much all variety of a lot. You know.
Okay, so you like different styles. So you don't get kind of stick with one specific look. Well, tell us a little bit more about like what you do as a recording artist and the people that you interface with, the people that you come in contact with. I think in that venue, a lot of people are really conscious of the look and making sure that the look is right. You got the nice sneakers on. You can pan down at his sneakers and see what kind of look he got going on. Let me step out the thing. You know, the whole sneaker thing and the labels and such. So do you find that it's really competitive, or you have to feel like you have to keep up in that respect, even though you say you don't really get that involved into it, but there's probably some sense of competition or having to maintain a certain look in that genre?
Yeah, so you're right about that. Just trying to look fresh as much as you can, you know what I mean? If you're going to go to a place where there's a lot of people, you're going to network, go on look good, get a fresh shape up, haircut, whatever it is, look good, look fresh, don't look slummy either. Like I've worked with some big names in the industry. I worked with like Bone Thugs and Harmony from Cleveland. You know, I flew out to California, got to meet Busy Bone. We kicked it with him in the studio for like 2 days, and again, he's a really nice guy. He came in, he was looking sharp, he was looking fresh, hair done and stuff, and you know, we had to like kind of like, you know, impress ourselves, you know.
So I mean, so you do deem it important. It is important to kind of keep up the look and be fresh, because I mean, a lot of times you're kind of judged on just how stylish you are. I mean, I follow hip hop and some of the rap artists out there, so I do think it's very important to kind of keep in tune to what it's new and fresh.
Right.
So in that respect, you do kind of follow, you know. Okay. Well, talk a little bit about some of the, you talked about Bone Thugs and Harmony and some of the shows that you do. Tell us about some of the venues that you performed at. How long have you been doing this genre of music, and have you been a musician?
Well, I started writing at 13, recording at 15.
That was like 2 years ago.
No, man. I got a don't let the baby face fool you.
Okay. That was like last week. Okay.
And then really started hitting it hard at the age of 18 because I started getting into venues and stuff. The biggest shows I've done is Baltimore Soundstage and Fillmore in Silver Spring. You know, and we worked with several artists. We got work with Project Pat, Pastor Troy, like I said, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Pretty sure I'm there. Freeway, Philadelphia Freeway. Man, the list goes on, man, and it's only getting better.
Well, that's wonderful. I mean, are you doing a lot of your own? I think you're a part of a record label. Do you own your own record label, or tell us a little bit about the name of that and what's going on with that?
Yes, sir. Fallen King Records. You can just, go to Google and look them up. Instagram, Twitter is Fallen Kings Rec. Yes, it's a record label out here, based out here in DC, but we have members everywhere from Florida to Delaware to Connecticut. And we got it's a nice little fam out here, man. And we all get along really well. We all work hard. We got the same work ethics. And we're coming out with a mixtape, like at the ending of June, beginning of July, called King for Life. And we got other projects coming out as well.
Okay. And you kind of the lead. Are you kind of the lead guy on stage, or where do you fall into the whole performing piece?
Well, we're all leaders,
Okay.
We're all leaders. We're all doing.
I didn't know if you were like the head, or you like the Justin Timberlake of the group or whatever.
No, we all put in our work. You know what I mean? We all put in our 2 cents to make that dollar come out really nice, man. And everybody puts in work. Everybody works hard. Records. We rap differently. You know what I mean? So people have their different tastes. Some people like me best out the group. Some people like my boy Trey out the group. Some people like Champ. It really varies and depends on what your liking is.
It's a group effort, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good. It's very modest of you not to make yourself like the superstar and stand out amongst your buddies. Well, I mean, what you're working on now? What's kind of how can we look forward to seeing you, some of the audience? Tell the audience like what some of the new projects you're working on or where you're going to be soon.
All right. Well, we're working on this new mixtape called King for Life. It has all of the members of FK on it. I'm working on my solo mixtape. My boy Champ's got that whole project with Project Pat. I got blessed with a feature in that. As of right now, that and shows, we're still putting in that work, looking for different venues to come on. As of right now, nothing. We just did a show in Florida not too long ago with Lazy Bone and Big Sloan and Bone Thugs. And right now we're seeing what's the big move, what's the next move. We're trying to focus on this album coming out and more big music videos coming out. Also look at our YouTube channel, Fallen Kings Rec. You'll find a lot of our work there. Pretty much, man. Our website's gonna be back up in a little bit right now. It's under construction, fkrecords.com.
Okay.
And yeah, man.
Well, sometimes that happens. We got to make some changes, so it goes under construction. Well, I appreciate your time, Mr. Brian.
Thank you, man.
I mean, it's a rainy, gloomy. Actually, it looks like the rain is stopping a little bit. So it's a gorgeous day. It's a beautiful. That's why I wore this yellow to bright things up. But I appreciate you taking your time out, and we're going to definitely look forward to hearing from you real soon.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. This is Ronald Bird again from another edition of Style Speaks. We'll see you next time.